Alright, Shalom.
Shalom.
Before we get started, we're going to turn to the east, towards Jerusalem, and give our praise to
Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Kakodash.
We want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Niggas that tell us the truth, 100% truth, the true way of worshiping the Heavenly Father and His Son. I want to say peace and salutation to you hopeful elect out there that believe sincerely in this truth. It's the GMS MEMPHIS camp, back at it once again. Hey, with another camp lesson. What we got here today, hey, the beloved Nashville brothers coming to join the aid to eat with us, to prophesy the downfall of America, aka Sodom and Egypt, aka Babylon. This is spiritually Babylon. This is spiritually Egypt. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Hey, let's start it out with the Ecclesiastes 3. Yeah, 3 and 1.
Ecclesiastes 3 and 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to pluck up that which is planted.
Jump to verse 6.
It says a time to get and a time to lose.
It said a time to get. This is the time you need to be trying to get this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. While the doors of mercies is open. And it said a time to lose. We're coming into a time when we finna lose everything. You finna lose your job, you finna lose your house, you finna lose your wife because your woman, hey, she's so heavily engulfed in this kingdom. Keep going.
It says a time to keep and a time to cast away.
It said a time to keep and a time to cast away. This is the time you need to be trying to cast away the burdens of men. Give me that in 2nd Ezra. I think he said cast the burdens. Yeah, cast the burdens upon the Lord. Because these times that we are coming in, we're coming into times where my people are going to be led off the flesh. You're losing everything. People are going to be trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Trying to take things into their own hands. Not depending on the Lord. Not putting their trust in the Lord. So people are going to be leaning on to their flesh, their own understanding. And they're going to lead them to death.
Because it says 2nd Ezra 14 and 14, let go from these mortal thoughts.
So let go from your mortal thoughts. What I'm going to eat in those days. Is me and my family going to be protected, safe, secure. Let go for these mortal thoughts. If you truly have faith in the Lord, you know that hey, He got you. As long as you being diligent and being a faithful servant to Him, He's going to be a faithful God to you.
And it says, cast away the burdens of men, put off now the weak nature.
That's a weak ass nature. You would say you believe in the Lord, but when hard times come, you got doubts. You really don't believe. The scripture speak about he that doubted is damn why he eat it. So you really don't have faith in the Lord, because you ain't showing it through your actions. Go back to
Ecclesiastes 3 and 7. It says a time to render and a time to sow. It says a time to keep silence and a time to speak.
And right now it's the time the Lord got His prophets out on the highways and hedges speaking. But sooner or later, the Lord for to draw His prophet from off the scene, and it's going to be a time of silence. It's going to be a time of destruction, chaos going on. Keep going.
I had something back you up real quick. Okay. Jeremiah 28 and 8. the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
So you always have prophets on the scene prophesying of war, of evil, and of pestilence. And we coming back in the same line. The spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets. So right now in this wicked kingdom, America, we prophesying, hey, war is coming. World War III, pestilence, many diseases. How many diseases we have seen here in America? All these COVID names, COVID-19, COVID-24, the measles, you get SARS. We prophesying these things coming in. It's only going to get worse. Monkeypox, type of shit.
Amos 8 verse 11. Behold, the days come, said the Lord power Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land.
And this is what the Lord is going to bring. A famine. A lack of food. You ain't going to be able to go into your grocery stores and get your little daily little abomination food. You know, Jake like to eat pork. Like to eat crabs, seafood and shit. You ain't going to be able to go in your Kroger or Walmart, Kmart, whatever you like to go. You ain't going to be able to get there. Keep on.
Amos 8:11, behold, the days come, says the Lord power Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahweh.
See, this is the most important famine that the Lord is going to bring. Because you speak about man should not live by bread alone. See, Jacob's so concerned about, hey man, what I'm going to eat, but what about this word? Because according to Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. Not no fucking McDonald's, not no catfish, no pork. That shit got an expiration date, but this word is known. You gotta know what to do in those times when Jacob's trouble hit. When these pestilence and this famine hit. If you don't know how to move, your ass dead.
Verse 12, Amos 8:12, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east.
See, they're going to wander from sea to sea. See, when that time of silence comes, the Lord draws prophets from off the scene, they're going to be wandering from sea and sea. I could have sworn I seen them brothers on BB King. Prophesying. I could have sworn, hey, typing in GMS, GMS Memphis or GMS Nashville, hey, they'll pop up. But it ain't gonna be there. You might see IUIC, you might see TD Snakes, you might see the people who took the bag, Joel Osteen. You might see those people who took the bag, but you ain't gonna see the true prophets of the Lord that were telling you these things was gonna happen.
Amos 8, verse 12, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord Yahweh, and shall not find it. In that day shall the fair virgin and young men faint for thirst.
See, this is what's going to happen. You're not going to be able to find it. You're going to be thirsting for the word, but hey, when the Lord was trying to give you this living water, and you choose to forsake it.
And Isaiah 65 and verse 12, therefore will I number you to the sword, and you shall all bow down to the slaughter, because when I called, you did not answer.
The Lord calling you out right now. This is the church. Church goes back to I think the Greek word ecclesias, and it means to call out. The Lord is calling you out, because each brother is a lively stone. Make up the Lord's spiritual house. So the Lord is calling you out through his means. But what Jacob choose to do? Man, ignore it. Reject it. Yeah?
Isaiah 65 and 12, therefore will I number you to the sword, and you shall all bow down to the slaughter, because when I called, you did not answer. When I spake, you did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes.
You did evil before the Lord's eyes. Here it is, we crying out loud, ain't sparing your feelings and emotions, telling you, hey, this is what the Lord's gonna bring if you keep on celebrating these pagan ass holidays, worshiping these false gods. Hey, this is what the Lord gonna bring up on you, but you still choose to be like, hey man, hey, I love seafood. Hey, my family always been celebrating Christmas my whole life. This is what I grew up on. But you ain't gonna be saying that in the day when Jacob's trouble hit. You ain't gonna be saying that on the day, man, when your stomach touching your back and you can't eat.
Finishing it out. And did choose that wherein I delighted not.
And then choose that what
And did choose that wherein I delighted not.
See, the Lord do not delight in these things that you do. This is why the Lord finna bring all this destruction here to America. Go back to the
Ezekiel 33:33. And when this comes to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet had been among them.
So all these things that we are prophesying about, famine, plagues, pestilence, the MOTB, the World War III, when all these come to pass, then you're gonna know that a prophets have been among you, telling you these things. But by the time that time hit, it's gonna be too late. And when it's too late, hey man, it's too late for your ass. Go back to the Ecclesiastes.
Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 8. A time to love and a time to hate.
See, this ain't no time to be lovey-dovey. And we just had that month, Valentine's Day, that Valentine's Day bullshit. Niggas buying shit for their little horse or wife. You know, for their little, for their what? For their bop. For their little 304. Like, man, these women, it's not yours. You just rent it. It's just your turn. You just rent this bitch. And here it is. You in this time of loving. When it's a time you need to be trying to get your mind straight, getting your mind geared to what's going to come to pass.
Getting your house in order.
Yeah, getting your house in order. Keep reading on that.
It says, verse 8. I'm reading back over. Ecclesiastes 3 and 8. A time to love and a time to hate.
A time of hate. Man, Donald Trump showing the hate. Man, look how you doing to the Northern Kingdom. Like, come on, this they land. How you gonna kick somebody out their own land? And if it get worse, cause it's just going back into history. Like everything, history repeats itself because the Northern Kingdom got kicked out first. Then the Southern Kingdom. So history repeats itself. So same thing that Donald Trump going to the Northern Kingdom. You think he ain't got to come to the Southern Kingdom? You so-called Negroes, he coming after you. He's showing the hate.
A time of war and a time of peace.
This said a time of war. This ain't no time or no fucking peace. Do we see peace? Do we even hear peace? The love of many is waxing cold. Niggas getting killed. Man, if you even talk over a basketball game, if I say LeBron James' son slowing some motherfucker, he gonna get shot just to talk about, just talking about him. This how crucial it is.
Yep.
Like, what's that article you had read not too long ago? The man woman had killed him just because he ate too much breakfast.
Oh yeah.
Look at this shit.
Madness.
This is the shit that going on right now. So this is a time of war because a civil war is coming, and we already heard about World War III going to take place.
Jeremiah 30 and verse 5. For thus said the Lord Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace.
See, this is what we prophesying to you Israelites. What they what's called here said about the doomsday prophets.
Donald Trump.
Yeah. Like,
prophets
we
of
are
doom.
prophets of doom.
Yeah.
We is not prophesying no peace. We prophesying a trembling. You're supposed to tremble when you hear these words. Cause this word's supposed to shake fear in you. Like, damn. This what's gonna happen?
Jeremiah 30 and verse 6. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child.
Can a man travail with child? Can a man have a baby?
Right.
No. But in this twisted kingdom, hey, fucking with Esau, a man damn near can have a baby.
Right.
But a man normally cannot have no damn child.
Yep. Wherefore do I see every man with his hand on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness.
So, hey, showing you that men's, the toughest men, these cookies and Ray Rays, these, so, yeah, Floyd Mayweather, 50 Cent, yeah, CJ, all these men that claim that they tough gangsters, Big Boogie, hello, matter of fact, yo, go down the line, King Von, King Von, Chief Keef, Young Boy, all these dudes that claim that they tough, got these Tech 9s, these switches, they gonna be like a woman travailing with child. They gonna be like bitches.
In the corner crying.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, because
Go ahead.
yeah, man, because the terror that the Lord is bringing to the earth, it's gonna pull everybody's heart, man. You're gonna know, just like he said in Egypt, you know what I'm saying, with the Egyptians, they said this is the finger of God. You're gonna know that it's a higher power that's bringing this, on you, man.
Yeah.
The AI robots that that the Lord is gonna unleash. It's gonna be, man, bro. Like, if you don't have a divine power, bro, man, to save you, you ain't gonna make it out of Jacob's trouble.
Come on, yep.
And just like how it says in Jeremiah 30:7. Oh, wait,
Yep. Jeremiah 30, verse 7, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
So it's going to be a time like no other. And the Lord called it Jacob's trouble, a custom-made trouble, a tailor-made trouble, specifically designed for you Israelites. Like this stuff that you be seeing on the movies, The Purge, what's the crazy
Squid Game.
Yeah, Squid Games.
Hunger Games.
Yeah, you pay all your money to go see. You finna live in it. But that's just a glimpse.
Yeah.
That's a glimpse what you gonna be going through. Like Esau cannot even put it in his movies what the Lord got in store for you Israelites. And just like the movie, if you get scared, you can just walk out, or you watch a movie at the house, you can just cut that shit off. Nah, nigga, you gonna stay in this movie and you finna go through it. See, this is what the Lord finna put his people through.
Yeah. If I may head off, cause just imagine, bro. Just imagine, like now, we can go to the grocery store and get what we need and pay for it, come out. But just imagine when every day you got to look for something to eat, to kill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You was never raised up. Your dad taking you hunting and shit. Teaching you how to gut deers, skins,
fish
and shit. So a lot of people, man, like the Lord gonna knock a lot of people out of their comfort zone, man. They're gonna be forced to do it.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of Esau making everything convenient. So that you can take that MOTV, that tip. Hey, we got the solution.
Yeah.
All you got to do, everything will go back to normal if you take this tip right here. Worship me. That's what it's saying. That's what he's basically saying. Worship me. Because if you go into that, it says it's like a badge of servitude. You're going to serve Esau, you're going to serve man. And that's why the scriptures say we shall no longer stay upon Esau or the one that smote us. Now we're going to stay upon Yahweh Bashim Yahushua because what? For one, he returned his name unto us, and his son is given unto the Israelites, the elect. And that's what's going to basically bind up the Greeks. Yeah, I got it.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 5, starting at verse 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So what end is it for you?
And that's to these wacky tacky Christians that claim they have the knowledge and wisdom and understanding of the Lord. So they think the Lord is going to come back with all sunshines and rainbow, but according to the scriptures, he ain't coming up there. Let's see how he comes.
The day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
See, the day of the Lord is darkness and not light. It's not gonna be no sunshines and rainbow. It's not gonna be like no Oprah Winfrey show. She just bearing gifts. Hey, you get saved, you get delivered. No, it's the elect is going to get delivered, And a lot of people is going to be destroyed. The ones who didn't want to take heed. And that's you Israelites. And salvation is only for the Israelites.
And I was just gonna say too, man, just throw that in there too. There's no such thing as a rapture doctrine. You know what I'm saying? Because the elect, yeah, they are gonna get pulled out of it, but before they get delivered out of it, they're gonna have to go through a series of fucking hell. A series of fucking hell, bro, to get to that deliverance.
What, Acts 14 and 22? Yeah, confirming the soul of the disciple. Through much shall we enter into the kingdom of heaven. So we're going to go through a hard time. That straight gate.
Come.
Keep going on there.
All right. Picking up at verse 19. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him.
So that day is going to be like a nigga fled from a lion and a bear met him. Now think about you trying to flee from a damn lion. Like, you got away, but a bird met you. These two vicious animals. Keep going.
Or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him.
So you got away from these two vicious animals. Went in the house, leaned your hand on the wall like you good.
Like, whoo,
Shit, man, I got away from these two crazy ass animals. But a whole time, a snake coming down the wall bit your ass. So this man, in those days, there is no escape. You might escape family. You might, get away. Might be, your way is, man, I might run into some pork. I'm gonna eat it. I'm surviving. So you escape the famine. You escape the civil war. You escape all these events, but just to run into a nuclear missile. See, this is what the Lord got in store for his people. It's no escape. If you are destined to die in those days, you're gonna die. You gotta get that again. Jeremiah 15:1. Yeah.
Jeremiah chapter 15 and verse 1. Then said Lord Yahweh unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward the people.
See, these are two mediators. What it says, Samuel and Moses. Samuel and Moses. These are two mediators pleading for the Israelites. But even these two men cannot save you. That's why the scripture speaks about work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. I can't save this brother, or this brother cannot save me. So the works that he do is only going to save himself. So here it is, man. You got two mediators, pleading for the Israelites. But let's see what the Lord tell these two.
And it says, finishing up in Jeremiah 15:1, cast them out of my sight and let them go forth. It says in verse 2.
So the Lord said, cast these wicked ass niggas up out of my sight. Get them out of my face. Keep going.
Yeah, and it says in verse 2, and it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them.
So if the Israelites come up to Moses and Samuel and be like, hey, where shall we go? Let's see what they shall tell them.
Done. And it says, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shai, such as are for death to death.
Those who are destined. You read that in the NLT, it'll say destiny for death. Those who are destined for death, keep going.
And such as are for the sword to the sword.
Those who are destined for the sword. A lot of people gonna be dying from gun violence, dying in the Civil War. Hey, keep going.
And it says, and such as for famine to the famine.
People gonna be dying off starvation, dying off hunger. You gonna have cannibalism going on. People gonna be eating their own goddamn children just to survive.
Just going back on the siege
Of
66 and 70 AD, the Israelites, a lot of the Israelites, they were eating their own children. Other nations, they've done it too. Parts of Africa, the Hamites, they participate in cannibalism. They'll tell you that these different movies where the Negroes getting ate up by these Edomites, other nations. So that's gonna be widespread.
That's because in this kingdom, Jake love to eat. Like I think Jake eat about 4 or 5 times a day. Like they don't know how to fast. They don't know nothing about intermittent fasting. Like and then you go to work, man. It's like, man, you see Jake always going to the snack machine, going to the snack machine. Every time his stomach get hungry, like that. Their belly is their God, and whatever it craves for, they just give into it. So just think about those days when you can't find hardly no food. What they gonna do? Man, niggas gonna start a nigga or these little stinking ass hoes gonna look like a delicious meal to them.
Yeah, I was just gonna make a point on it, because it said such as are for the famine to the famine, going back, you know, to the wise virgins, you know, 5 was wise and 5 was foolish. But when the foolish came, they said, you know, give me of your oil. Then like, nah, you know, go to those that buy. So you know, like you said, the Amos 8 and 11. You know what I'm saying? So when they go and try to buy, hey, you know, you asked up because you ain't got the true doctrine. Then you see what I'm saying?
Yep.
You gonna hear follow the commandments.
Yep.
Okay, bro. But down on top of that, you gonna hear Jesus. You through. Ain't no fucking saving. I mean, ain't none of that for you. You done had the names. You talk shit about the names. You how about some no shot. No, it's too late.
Yeah.
Ezekiel 14, no, it's a few verses above. Ezekiel 14 and verse 13 in the NLT. Son of man, suppose the people of a country were to sin against me, the Israelites, and I lifted up my fist to crush them, cutting off their food supply and sending a famine to destroy both people and animals. Even if Noah, Daniel, and Job were there, their righteousness would save no one but themselves, says the sovereign Lord Yahweh.
You see that? So only your righteousness can save you. But it cannot save no other individual. And you see that the Lord, hey, he's a God, man. Hey, so Jake love to eat so much, okay, and he don't want to listen to me. Okay, let me cut away his food supply. Let me bring a famine in the land. Let's see what he listen in. And that's a good way to get to Jake, because Jake love to eat so goddamn much. Hey, I'm just gonna cut that off. Ain't no more going to McDonald's or what the fuck, candies and all that.
Grocery store shelves are going to be totally empty.
Yep.
There's going to be no food.
And they cook for everything. They cook for a baby shower, you know, a fucking birthday party, you know, everything, man. They gotta cook. You know, repast at the funeral, cooking plate. You know, they gotta cook for everything.
Yeah. And then Jake's so obese, you see everybody they out of shape. Like when I go to the gym, bro, I barely even see Jake there. I just see, maybe I see the Northern Kingdom and mainly Edomites. But going toward the so-called Negroes, but they don't be in there. Like everybody, all our people are mainly obese. And you look at the diabetes, the strokes, heart attacks, all that come from our people. Like when I went to the dentist, the lady had put the little arm thing around me, and I was like, "Why you doing that with me?" And she was like, "For your people are the main people that be suffering from heart disease, diabetes." I was like, "Damn!" And I looked it up, and that was true. So we was to have a zombie apocalypse. A lot of niggas ain't clean run up a block or two. Hey, the zombie already ate their ass up.
The so-called black woman, she has like the biggest average weight in America.
Oh,
like
man.
180.
Man.
The average weight of a so-called black woman is 180 pounds. That's big as shit.
My problem.
I'm going to continue on. Ezekiel 14 and 15 in the NLT. Or suppose I were to send wild animals to invade the country, kill the people, and make the land too desolate and dangerous to pass through.
And this is what the Lord's gonna bring. Like these animals that's locked up in a zoo, how you think they gonna be locked up when Jacob's trouble hit? Man, just gonna be loose. And all these people that like to pet these animals, especially Esau, he like to play with the animals. It ain't gonna be no playing with a damn lion in those days. Playing with a bird. Hell yeah. Especially these animals that be in the dark. Like you're gonna be looking like what's that movie? Legend.
Oh yeah.
Verse 16 in the NLT, as surely as I live, says the sovereign Lord Yahweh, even if those 3 men were there, they wouldn't be able to save their own sons or daughters. They alone would be saved, but the land would be made desolate, which is the elect. The elect of the nation of Israel is going to be saved, while the rest of the wicked Israelites are going to be destroyed. There's nothing that we can do to save wicked Israelites, and we just here to save ourselves and bring in the elect. Verse 17 in the NLT, or suppose I were to bring war against the land, and I sent enemy armies to destroy both people and animals. When the enemy comes in like a flood, it says, as surely as I live, says the sovereign Lord Yahweh, even if those 3 men were there.
Hey, cause that's beautiful. Like what they call gurgle. Yeah, cause the Lord gonna have these other nations come over here. Like you gonna have men that not speaking our language. Ain't gonna have no type of emotions toward your family. Because our people, they ain't gonna come in and storm our houses like nah. Cause they gotta do their own family members like that. Yeah. So Esau gonna have these gurgle troops from these other nations coming over here, man, putting super soldiers come just beat your ass. Put a gun to your head. Yeah.
And the American soldiers, they're going to be sent over to the valley, Yahweh Shabbat, which is the Hoshaphat, which is the valley of Yahweh Judgment. They're going to be sent to the Levant for World War III, Armageddon. So ain't no American soldiers going to be here. It's going to be them foreign troops over here. And they hate Americans. Them nations, all these different nations, they hate Americans. And you see that today.
And to answer your point too, man, the Lord is going to bring back that draft. A lot of you hunters and Christians running around here, useless eaters, riding around with your girlfriend in your car and shit, thinking shit all good. The Lord gonna get you too.
You got a 28 KD on Black Ops 6. Yeah, we need you over.
Dealing with the draft, so they changed that. Today, it's called what they call it. I talk about it all the time. Selective service. So today, selective service is the draft, and it's 3 waves of the draft. It starts from 18 on up to the 20s and the 30s, and to the 40s. Then, if you're still capable, it can go into the 50s. They don't tell you that, but these troops are gonna be getting knocked off. And so they're gonna have to have older men, veterans. Oh, you were just in the military a year ago. You went into retirement, but we need you. We need you to fill the ranks of officers because they get killed over there. They're not gonna say that, but they know what it is when that time happens. And so today you have selective service, the conscription. They put it in other words so that because Americans are stupid as fuck anyway. You don't like to read. You don't really know anything. And so today selective service, that is your draft.
And that's the spirit too, real quick, because like if you apply for a job at FedEx, like if you work at FedEx, man, they will have you that selective service.
Hey, I gotta pay attention to that. I ain't know that.
And selective service. That's it. If you get called up for war, you gotta go. It's some time.
Ezekiel 14 in verse 18 in the NLT. As surely as I live, says the sovereign Lord Yahweh, even if those 3 men were there, they wouldn't be able to save their own sons and daughters. They alone would be saved. Or suppose I were to pour out my fury by sending an epidemic of pestilence into the land, and the disease killed people and animals alike. We're seeing that right now with the chicken pox. Chicken pox is killing off all the chickens, cows. It's starting to transmutate in humans as well. But you had the old CDC director said that he believed that the chicken pox is not the chicken pox, bird flu is the next great pandemic, man. He said that what had happened, back in 2019, 2020 was just a test run for the real pandemic, to come. So it says, verse 20, as surely as I live, says the sovereign Lord Yahweh, even if Noah, Daniel, and Job were there, they wouldn't be able to save their own sons or daughters. They alone would be saved by their righteousness. one more slide. Verse 21 in the NLT. Now this is what Sovereign Lord Yahweh says. How terrible it will be when all four of these dreadful punishments fall upon Jerusalem. War, famine, wild animals, and disease, destroying all her people and animals. This was coming to America, man, because, you know, Jerusalem is a people before a place. And so the Lord Yahweh is about to bring very hard judgments upon, you know, the Israelites.
I forgot who stated this, but they had quoted, never let a good disease go to waste. Crisis. Never let a good crisis go to waste. So it says AI overview. The saying, never let a good crisis go to waste, suggests that difficult situations can be leveraged for positive change and growth, encouraging the use of challenges as opportunities for improvement. And that's the mindset of the elite.
Winston
Churchill. Yeah, Winston Churchill. That's the mindset of the elite. You know, they're going to they're going to have a crisis come up, hey, and they're going to use that to what? To start their enterprise, like I said in the book of Job. All this is pre-planned, but first, it ain't this nigga Esau doing it. It's Yahweh that set them up to do this shit. This is all the Lord's game. It's all the Lord's playing field.
Yeah.
You know, don't fear man. You need to fear the power that's bringing this, which is over, you know, Satan. Because Satan ain't doing what he just wants to do. No other nation is. Yahweh will lift up kings, bring them down. So the Lord's the one that's setting all this up. So you need to fear the Lord. Fear him that can destroy both soul and body in hell. Don't fear the man that's you know, bleeds just like you. And time is short. The door of the hypocrite is but for a moment. So let this shit come.
See Esau, he knows fear is the biggest motivation. Yeah. Like it can move people to doing what he wants them to do. That's why he create these problems. And he find get the reaction from the people and then come up with the solution. So he create this problem with this COVID-19, put it out there, got a reaction from the people. They got scared. Oh shit, but I don't want to lose my job. I don't want to lose, you know, my house and everything. So let me take this jump shot. That was the solution. But not knowing, man, bro, what was in that jump shot? What was in there? I heard it was nanoparticles, robots and everything.
Nanotechnology.
Like, I'm hearing about this shit can turn you to a zombie. If they cut, you know, hit a switch or whatever.
Yeah, certain radiation point.
Yeah.
They turn that shit like 5G
5G
technology,
yeah.
6G technology.
Yeah.
They turn it to a certain extent. Get activated.
Yeah. And then it turned out now, they said that the whole everyone who is dying is the ones who took the jump shot. Like for the ones who didn't take it, hey, they in good hands. So they're showing you, hey, people putting their trust in the government, putting their trust in Egypt, and it's gonna fail you in the end.
And in other camps, because you had other camp leaders saying it's okay to take the jump shot.
Ah, yeah.
I'm gonna bring it up. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2. I'm gonna bring it out in the NLT. When you forgive this man, I forgive him too. And when I forgive whatever needs to be forgiven, I do so with Hamashiach's authority for your benefit, so that Satan will not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes.
See, we're not ignorant to Satan's devices. We ain't finna just, hey, believe this man. Like scripture speak about, hey, never trust thy enemy. This nigga is our enemy. He's our natural born enemy. Like he was in a womb, our enemy. So what the fuck I look like trusting someone that saying, oh, I'm gonna give you something free to help you with your health. Since when you ever gave us something free? Shit. But knowing, hey, if this nigga do good, it's something behind. It's an agenda behind it to trap you.
At the end, you will declare his wickedness. Those who do good, at the end, it will declare his wickedness. I got that word devices, because in the KJV it said we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. That word device in the Greek, G3540, noema, it says an evil purpose, that which thinks the mind, thoughts, or purposes of mental perception or thought. And it also says, so an evil purpose. So we're not ignorant of his evil purposes that he's bringing upon the forefront to really deceive the mass of the people.
Yep.
You know, and you even have other camp groups who are being ignorant of what they're bringing and following after those wicked devices, man. They're saying that the MOTV isn't the Almighty Micro Caesar. It's a sleeping white woman, a picture of Caesar boys here. You're gonna have a lot of individuals and within these Israelite groups who are gonna fall for these evil purposes, man.
Back them up real quick. This is 1 John 2. But you have an unction from the Holy One, and you know all things. And the word unction goes to anointing. So we have an anointing from the Holy One. We how about Shema, and we are able to break down these prophecies. You know, starting with our apostles and elders, because that's what we learn from. But you know, we are all in one body. We're like-minded. We are all in tune, and so we're going to preach the same thing, and we're going to mark those which bring the division. Because we're not bringing. You motherfuckers stop saying that. Great Millstone is not bringing no division. We're not causing all these problems. It's these other camps is causing these problems. Because what? They're not teaching our people the one who sent out. So we're supposed to get on to them. Why? Because the blood, they have a lot of blood on their hands. So before the Lord sit there and judge them, we're going to keep telling them, hey, you're going off with this. You're going off with that. Mm-hmm. That's part of the job of being a prophet. And if you don't think you're a prophet, you should be fucking teaching. Mm-hmm. There's other ways you can make your money. Quit using the fucking, not sloppy. Quit using the ministry to make your money. Quit using the Lord to make your money. Because the Lord getting tired of that shit. The brother had a dream that these other people get judged. And best believe it's gonna fucking happen.
Yep, come on.
This is Matthew 24.
No.
This is Matthew 24 and 24. For the brother right here. It says, for there shall arise false Mashiach, you said false anointings, and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible.
And you're going to have Esau showing great signs and wonders. When I had what they call, like now I'm talking about, Project Bluebeam.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna be tricking people, deceiving people. Just like with that the brother had did a video and said it was fake. Or the brother from GMS Sit Down Vegas. Like
Karatazak.
yeah, cause it was an event that happened in Texas.
Yeah.
And it was blowing up.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Are you talking about the UFO up in the
Yeah,
sky?
the UFO.
Yeah.
It was fake.
Yeah.
But this is what we this is what we dealing with in these times. Like you can't even tell what is real and what is fake.
Right.
Because you got all this artificial, this AI technology.
Yeah.
But like as it says in the scriptures, read.
And it says, and false prophets, and it shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they should deceive the very elect.
And that's the point. It's not going to deceive the Lord's elect. Because the elect is not going to fall for Esau's devices, his purpose. They're going to know the truth. They're going to be always 2 steps ahead of him, just like Esau is 2 steps ahead of 2/3 of our people.
If I may add as well, because it said, if it were possible, he would deceive the very least. So when Esau comes with these deceptions and their purposes and everything, if it wasn't for the Lord Yahweh, divine intervention, even the elect would get deceived. But because of the intervention and the promise that the Lord made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and for the remnant to be saved, the Lord said, you're not going to get my elect. You're going to get everybody else, but you're not going to get them.
Yeah.
Hey, you said, can be plucked out of his hand.
I got one for y'all because the elect know this. This is Isaiah 8 and verse 20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. And like scripture say, another voice, shall they not hearken unto them. You know what I'm saying? So the elect, they know the right way. You know what I'm saying? So if you off in the doctrine, they're gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? You talking about taking chill. Yeah.
My sheep hear my voice and they follow me. Lord, hey, man, the elect ain't finna follow what Esau talking about. They gonna see through the cunning, all the trickery that he comes with.
That's why it's so important to mark those that cause division and point them out. You know.
And you got to pay attention to who you learning from in these last days too, man. You know, like the brothers always recommend, hey, apostles and elders in great millstone, because this is where the 100% truth is. This is where it's at. You being led the right way, man. Day one.
Go back to the, I think the brother was still on there. Amos, like, you through with it.
No, I had a little bit left on it. Go back to it. This is Amos chapter 5, verse 20. Hold on, let me go back to 19. This is Amos chapter 5, verse 19. As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Shall not the day of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, be darkness and not light, even very dark, and no brightness in it?
So it's going to be a very dark day. It's going to be like a nightmare on Elm Street. Like, it's not going to be no hope. That's why it says in the scriptures, I think it's in Ecclesiastes, they look out the window, it's going to be dark. So it's going to be no hope. It's not going to be no hope here for America. Even that, matter of fact, I think it's Zephaniah, the great day of the Lord. Yeah.
This is Zephaniah 1 and verse 14, and it reads, the great day of the Lord Yahweh is near, it is near, and hasteth greatly.
And we see the great day of the Lord is near. The Lord giving you signs. The blood moon. Hey, on the Passover. Like, come on, man. Keep going.
Continuing on, even the voice of the day of the Lord Yahweh, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly.
It said the mighty man, these tough Marines, all these men that's in the army, they're supposed to be the mighty man. They're supposed to be the strong guys.
Tank Davis.
Yep. Tank Davis.
All of them.
But even they gonna cry, hey, when the Lord returns. Keep going.
Verse 15, Zephaniah 1 and 15, that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress.
So it's going to be a day of wrath. The Lord say He angry with the wicked every day.
Right, like smoking snow.
So the Lord finna release, He finna show you His wrath through His actions.
Right.
Keep going.
Continuing on, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness.
It's the Joel 2nd chapter.
Verse 16, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord Yahweh.
So the Lord finna bring distress upon all men. People, hey, they ain't gonna know what to do. They're gonna be confused, perplexed.
Yeah.
Going back to that Amos, which you had read, and they're gonna be seeking to and fro, trying to find the answers. Like, what the hell is going on? Especially these Christians, they're gonna be looking at their pastors for answers. Like, damn, I thought the Lord was coming back with sunshine and rainbows. Right. But why I see darkness, why I see chaos, why I see destruction, people gonna be confused.
Scripture in Isaiah 24 and 11, I believe it says there is a crime for wine in the streets. They're going to have a lot of individuals trying, where's the answer? Where's the knowledge? Where's the wisdom? Where's the understanding? And they're not going to find it, man. Zephaniah 1 verse 17, again, and I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord Yahweh, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung.
They say it's gonna be poured out like dust. Man, just look at, and you want to pour out some dust. Like, you can't even count dust. So they're just showing you how the mass death is going to be in those days. And it's going to be like dumb. Shit. Like, man, shit on the ground. So you're going to have bodies up on the ground just like some shit.
That's what it says in the Psalm. 1,000 shall fall at thy side and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee.
Yep.
Verse 18, Zephaniah 1 and 18, neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord Yahweh's wrath. But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all that dwell in the land.
It said neither their gold nor their silver. Like in these times, you know, money can get you out of our situation. Yeah, money is a defense. But in those days of destruction, when the Lord returns, hey, your money's not going to value out of this. Give me that Proverbs.
This is Proverbs 11 and verse 4. Rich profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death.
So it's going to be the righteous going to deliver you, not your money. You can be the world richest man.
Richest black man in there.
Exactly. Who that is? Damn. What's that nigga name? I think it's like Dr. Dre or whatever. I don't know, man. He's irrelevant, but I'm just saying, even the world richest black man, hey, he ain't gonna be delivered. LeBron James.
No.
For the Lord looking at your works, man, you know, what did you do for him? You know, what did you do, you know what I'm saying, to contribute to the ministry? You know, if you feed his sheep, like you said, you know, if you love me, feed my sheep. That's what the Lord gonna be looking for. You know, like it says in what's that, 2 Corinthians 9, you know, those that should be able to be saved shall escape by the works and by faith, whereby they have believed.
That's right, bro.
This is James 5 and 1. To you that have a little money, you know, it ain't gonna profit you. You know, you're gonna be in the same lot, basically. You're gonna be in the same situation. Because in Revelation 13 it says rich, poor, free, and bond. So at that time, because the economy is gonna collapse, money ain't gonna separate you no more. Money's not gonna profit. You're gonna be in the same position as a nigga that work a 9 to 5, and you know. Anyway, James 5 and 1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Why? Because you ain't gonna have no money no more. You're gonna be just like us. That's what I meant to say. You know, you can work a regular old 9 to 5. You ain't gonna be no fucking CEO of the company. None of that is gonna matter no more. Your position. It says your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten, and the riches of the elites also, they're corrupted. You got your riches by you getting over on the Israelites. First off and foremost, fuck the other nations, which y'all doing it wrong too. But we was matter first. We are the apple of the Lord's eye. It says your gold and your silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were with fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. And all these other nations that heap treasures for the last days. Especially when they was giving out them stimmies.
Yeah.
And especially these Edomites, y'all stacked up on these stimulus checks. And now you think that's gonna profit you. That's not gonna profit you. You still gonna be brought down low, and you're gonna be forced to take the MOTD. Not saying forced that somebody gonna put the gun to your head, because it's gonna be an option. You know, you're gonna take it or not. If you don't, okay, your head gonna go on this chopping block, and you're gonna be decapitated. Now, some of the men of the Lord, they're gonna be decapitated too, but it's for whose sake? Yahweh Shemel sake. And that's just their life, and that's a reward for them. That's an honorable death. Many of y'all, you're not gonna fall honorably. You're gonna fall dishonorably. Why? Because you fell for Edom. It said, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, cried, and the cries of them which have reaped are empty to the ears of the Lord of Sabbath. Oh, so ultimately, we are crying unto Yahweh Shemel Shai because really the money that we have, it ain't profitable. It's not our gold and silver like what we used to have. This fucking bullshit greenback dollar that these other nations, the BRIC nations, ain't using. Half of the America's allies not even using their fucking dollar no more. So what's going to happen to the economy here? It's going to collapse. Everybody's going to hate America, hate the whore, and this is the end. But we are crying unto the Lord for all the abominations that be done in the midst of in the midst thereof unto us, and we're tired of this.
Come, 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 17. Charge them that are rich in this world that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches.
See, these riches on this side is unearned riches. It's not gonna profit you anymore. Like these dollars, this paper dollar, might as well be done away with. Here it is, Esau, he's pushing a digital society. So you Israelites putting your trust in all these uncertain riches is gonna fail you in the end. Keep on.
And it says, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living power, Yahweh Shemel Bashar, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. And it says in verse 18, that they do good, that they be rich in good works.
So you gotta be rich in good works. Like how you was speaking about, hey, it's gonna be faith and works save you in those days. Not no damn money. Keep going.
Yep, and it says in 1 Timothy 6 and 18, that they do good, that they be rich in good works, ready to distribute, willing to communicate. It says in verse 19, laying up in store for themselves a good foundation against the time to come, that they may hold, it says that they may lay hold on eternal life.
And that's why you're supposed to be setting your affection on things above, not on things on earth. Because the things on earth got an expiration date upon it. It's going to be dissolved by nuclear missiles.
Isaiah 13. Let me get that real quick. Because these other nations, they're not going to, well, really, it says the Medes, which are the Russians in Isaiah 13, they're not going to delight in America's money. Whatever they try to offer to them to appease the Russians, that ain't going to happen. It says right here, Isaiah 13, let me find it real quick. Isaiah 13. Yep. Isaiah 13 and 17, it says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which is Babylon, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. So these Russians, which are the Medes, you look at the ancient map of where the Medo-Persian Empire was, today that's where Russia is. It says, their bows also shall dash the young man to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. That bow is going into the nuclear missiles. When it's shot, from Russia. What's that missile called? Satan 2? Satan 1? The hypersonic missile that can't be stopped. America don't have no fucking air defense system that can stop that shit. And Israel is proof that that shit ain't working. It says in Babylon, in Babylon, the glory of the kingdom, like how it says in Ezekiel, the village of unwalled, what is it?
Unwalled.
Get that. Talking about the Babylon,
city of unwalled
villages. Unwalled villages, which means protection. America,
you don't have no defense system.
America, like ancient kingdoms, you had walls. Hell, we had walls around our kingdom. You had to go over top and besiege. Well, America, they don't have no protection. So America is that city. You can get that real quick.
This is Ezekiel 38 and verse 10. The point is in verse 11. It says in verse 10, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shah power, it shall come to pass that at that same time shall things come into thy mind.
Right.
And thou shalt think an evil thought.
Right, so that evil thought is when these other nations shoot these missiles upon Babylon the Great during World War III. America will get hit. America's already hated. Hey, so that evil thought that the Lord's gonna put in their mind, hey, let's destroy this bitch. America gotta go. Because America is the leading cause, the root to all these different problems. And you got to uproot, like how I said, like how we started at Ecclesiastes. It's time to pluck up, time to plant. America's been planted. The bitch got to get plucked the fuck up. And then keep going.
Come on, it says in Ezekiel 38 in verse 11, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest.
Right, and America's at rest. What it say? Revelation 18. I sit a queen. I am no widow. I shall see no sorrow.
Yep.
So a lot of these Americans, they at rest. All Russia, Israel, they ain't gonna worry about that. They're gonna keep living it the fuck up.
Yep.
No, and so you're living out what the scriptures say that basically the characteristics of what Babylon the Great is doing.
Yep.
The mindset. And so this is that place, that city of unwalled villages. Ain't no protection, right? It says, I'm gonna.
Just a little bit more. And it says that I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates.
Right, so no protection. So America's that place where you dwell safely. All these other nations want to come here. You don't think nothing's gonna happen? It's gonna happen. These same people that's walking, they're gonna be involved in that nuclear destruction if the animals don't get to them. You know, if the Civil War, hell, friends gonna fight each other, like how it says in Second Esdras. If the Doomsday bunker buddies, they gonna fight against each other.
Yep.
And you gotta face, you gotta go off, you gotta face against the 2/3 of the nation of Israel, you through. Because at the same time, you know, the Lord's gonna raise up his man, but guess what? The 2/3 of the nation of Israel, they're gonna get some too. And that's just what it is. And so, yeah, this is their place of unwalled villages. America's not safe. So right back in this Isaiah 13, real quick, and y'all got it. Isaiah 13 in verse 19, in Babylon, i.e. America, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans' excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. So what happened? Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed by fire and brimstone, which is going to happen here in America. The fire and brimstone is the nuclear missiles. The bows going to be shot, you know, from the other ends. From the other ends of the earth, you know, and that's all I really wanted to give with that, because I don't, you know, y'all speak American.
Yeah, give me that second minute, 671. Nobody ain't got that.
I got Thessalonians.
The day of the Lord.
This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child.
Because right now, man, you got Donald Trump trying to play clean up.
Yeah.
You trying to clean up all the bullshit. Hey, Joe Biden had calls, thinking he gonna make America great again. But the truth is, man, he can't make America great again. Yeah, like I said, hey, we will help heal Babylon, but it can't be healed. This place got an incurable disease. Like it's got AIDS, HIV, cancer, all put together. Keep going.
And they shall not escape.
Just read it over.
All right, this is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child.
So these events is going to happen suddenly. It's going to come upon you unaware, quickly. And you ain't going to be able to escape. You're going to be like a bird just got caught in the damn bird trap and can't get yourself out of there. Get yourself out of whatever come upon you. Keep going.
And they shall not escape.
Yeah, you ain't going to be able to escape. Keep going about that.
This 1 Thessalonians chapter.
Eve gonna be the main one that get her ass caught up in these traps. Because Eve just so caught up in fun time. Fun time. What the scripture speak about, she dead while she living. She live her life in pleasure.
Did you read the sign? It says 12 tribes of Israel.
We're not Muslims.
Fucking illiterate, nigga.
You just wait till the Lord start laying roadblocks out there. You know what I'm saying? You got tanks and shit, you know what I'm saying, blocking the road off. You know, it ain't gonna be a laughing matter then. You know, it will be a laughing matter again.
This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, picking up at verse 4. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief.
Because these events is going to catch a lot of people off guard, like a thief in the night. But the ones that are not in darkness, the ones that the Lord has called out of darkness into his marvelous light, the Lord ain't going to catch them as a thief. Because they're gonna be watching. They're going to be standing up on their posts. Finish on that, or you just a little bit more? I know it's a little bit more.
All right, this is picking up at verse 5. Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for a helmet the hope of salvation.
And that's what we got to be doing. Hey, not being drunken with the affairs of this life, all the philosophy, trying to build a life. Like, you're supposed to be departed from this place. That's why it says in the scripture, this is the time you need to be awakened out of your sleep. Give it that. Go ahead.
2 Timothy 2 and verse 4. I'm going to get 3. 2 Timothy 2 and 3 in the NLT. Endure suffering along with me as a good soldier of Mashiach Yahushua. Soldiers don't get tied up in the affairs of civilian life, for then they cannot please the officers who enlisted. Just like the brother was going into, man. We're not getting caught up in the affairs of this life. We're focused on the Lord Yahushua, just as it says in 1 John 2 and 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. We're not worried about this place. We're not getting caught up in this place, because if we do get caught up in the affairs of this place, we're going to receive judgment and destruction from the Lord Yahushua, man.
See you next week. All right.
So what would you got again? Second out of 16.
Second Ezra 16, and I started 3, and it says in Second Ezra 16 and verse 3, a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? It says in verse 4, a fire is sent among you, who may quench it?
So yeah, so a sword is coming upon America. Starting with America, is going to go to other nations, other countries, because what America has done is America has made everybody and every nation reliant on America. So once America goes down, these other nations are going to feel that impact too, man. But it's not just anybody who's sending this sword. It's not just anybody who's sending this fire. It's the Lord Yahushua who is sending these the sword, the fire, the plagues, the pestilences, and everything else, man. Et cetera, man. It's the Lord bringing these plagues, and you can't turn it back, man.
Yeah, and it says in verse 5, plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away?
You're not going to be able to. You didn't drive the Crown 19 away. You came up with a temporary solution for it, but it was even the solution that you came up with. It wasn't 100% curable. At first, they said, yeah, you take a jump shot, it's 100% curable, and then it went from 100% now to 98%, then it went down to 80%, and it went down to 65%. The Lord is bringing these plagues, and you can't drive them away, man.
I was just gonna say, going back to that Palisade fire, man, they couldn't even put that out.
Oh yeah, hell no.
Shoot, the wind had took over, man. It was just, man, it just kept going.
Yep.
Yeah, it says in 2 Ezra 16, in verse 6, it says, may any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood?
Right. So when a hungry lion's on the prowl, you're not going to tell, hey man, you're not going to eat me today. Please don't eat me, please. You're not going to drive it away. Got it.
Or may anyone quench the fire in stubble when it have begun to burn?
Just like you just said with the Palisade fires. Over in California, they couldn't stop that. They burned down a lot of the rich homes there in California, man. Yeah, Rolls Royces, there wasn't no escape. So once that fire started, there was no quenching it. Just like with the fire and the plague and the words of the Lord Yahweh Shemi outside, they're coming upon this place like fire, man. And you can't quench it. And the words and the prophets that have started coming out, you can't stop that, man. There's nothing that Esau can do to stop the prophets from coming out, man. Because once this fire has been started, there's no quenching it, man.
Yep. Finishing up, and it says in 2 Nephi 16 and verse 7, may one turn again. It says, may one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer.
Right. So when
Are you Jewish?
no,
You're not Jewish, bitch. Hold up.
Yeah, I got a picture.
They
you got it.
All right.
read it. They're not.
Just to land back on what you were saying, you
I
know,
love Jesus.
it's too late for America. You know, there's no fixing this place. So this is Numbers chapter 35, verse 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, but blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
Yeah, so the only way to cleanse this place is by sending those arrows that the brother had just read in the 2 Nephi 16 and 7. Because when the Lord send these arrows, man, it's going to cleanse this whole place, man. It's going to become a monument, a memorial. Yep, a memorial of how not to be. Don't be like America. Don't be like this wicked society, man. And it's going to lay waste and lay desolate for all eternity, man.
That's right, bro.
No person is going to dwell in it. Only evil spirits, unclean birds, buzzards, desert creatures, man. That's the only thing that's going to dwell in here in America. You're not going to know where BB King Boulevard was. You're not going to know where the Statue of Liberty was. You're not going to know where the Tennessee line was with Arkansas, man. Yep.
I got one for you. The land back. This is 2 Peter chapter 2 and in verse 6. Going back to the point you was making about the monument. How the Lord's going to make America, like a monument. All right, and it says in 2 Peter 2 and verse 6, it says, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them I'm reading this.
It's a little excited,
Yeah, 2 Peter 2 and 6, and it says, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly.
Yeah, so making them an example of how not to be. And if you follow after the ways of Sodom and Gomorrah, you will receive judgment just as Sodom and Gomorrah did. So what makes America so different? America is doing worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. Worse than the acts and the filthiness that Sodom and Gomorrah was doing. So what makes America safe from the Lord's judgment? What makes them safe from the Lord's wrath, man? There is no escape. There is no sweeping it under the rug, man. And America's not getting any better. It's getting worse. Therefore, Sodom and Gomorrah, just as Sodom and Gomorrah got judged, making an example of how not to live and not to live ungodly, it's going to be the same with America. And then America is going to be that ultimate example, that ultimate memorial of how not to live. And if you do live like that, you're going to receive judgment from the Heavenly Father.
Because the lake of fire is America.
Right.
It's so big. You look at a lake from up top, it's vast. Some lakes are like, whole continents. Not whole continents. Yeah, well, not states. That's what I meant. And so forth. So, yep. And so, America is that lake of fire. This is the second death, which is by fire.
Yep. When you go into Isaiah 34, it talks about the streams and the rivers are turned to pit, to tar. So the Mississippi River, there ain't going to be no river. It's going to be just a stream of just black tar and black fire, man. Just engulfing, not just there, the like the brother said, Lake Michigan. It ain't going to be no lake.
Yeah.
It's just going to be just black pitch tar, man. And ratchet, rank smell to it.
Yeah.
all the fish is just gonna just evaporate. Everything is gonna be destroyed here, man.
Yep.
The very elements.
Yeah, the very elements, 2 Corinthians 3:10. Because when you go into that second Ezra 16 and 7, it said, "Who shall turn away an arrow when the strong man begins to bend the archer?" So like we're paraphrasing. So
Right,
so when an archer is bending the bow, you try to stop an arrow mid-flight, you're gonna get your hand cut off. And it's the same with the nukes. Once they hit that red button, which we're waiting for that, of course, you know, prophecy's got to be happen within its respected order. But once they hit that button, there's no stopping it, man.
Real quick. So Russia, or they had something during the Cold War era. It's called dead hand. Dead hand can refer to several concepts: a Cold War era nuclear weapons control system, a legal concept related to property control after death. So say a Russian commander, you know, failed. He's over the nukes. Well, basically, commander dies. That system, once it detects other missiles coming in, it shoots off the rip. So that's what they have still until this day. It's called a dead head program. So it don't matter. Once Russia detects missiles, ICBMs,
Yeah.
whether somebody's in that room or not pressing that missile, pressing that button,
It automatically.
the missiles,
Automatically.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's no stopping that.
Dead hand.
Yep, dead hand.
Oh,
Yep. It says, the Soviet Union developed a system known as dead hand, also called perimeter, designed to launch a retaliatory nuclear strike if it detects a nuclear attack on Moscow, and if communications linked with top military commanders were cut off, indicating their demise. So that's another scenario. So it's different scenarios for dead hand to be used.
Get the second note. You got a precept on it?
Yeah, I was gonna bring out this Revelation chapter
Go
11.
ahead.
This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua was crucified.
Yeah, where our Lord was crucified, Yahweh side. You know, Yahweh Shem Yahushua going, because it wasn't literally crucified here. His name, his purpose, his image,
His likeness.
why he came in the first place, all that's been crucified and X'd out, man. They said they're dead bodies, they're not physically dead, they're spiritually dead.
Yep.
Their dead bodies are lying in the great city, which is America, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. Spiritually Sodom, because we see the sodomy running rampant here today. And then if a brother could get Exodus 20 and 2 real quick, going into that Egypt, man.
This is Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord Yahweh thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. So Egypt is likened to a house of bondage under slavery. So which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, because this is our prison sentence. This is where our captivity is, man. Yep, and the last captivity, man. And you don't even gotta say Lord willing to that, because this is, according to prophecy, this is the last captivity.
That's
man.
right.
Now we say Lord willing is this year, but Lord willing, you know, this captivity is very soon, so that our everlasting life, our everlasting eternity can begin, man. That's what we're waiting for. This is what we're hoping for, anticipating, wishing for, and craving, man. We want to get out of this spiritually Sodom and Egypt, man, because this is the hell, man. This is hell.
And this ain't the normal way of living.
Right.
This shit ain't normal.
Nope.
You know, and when we come into power, start with Yahweh Shai, everything's gonna go back to the old way. So all you nations that do to serve captivity under the Israelites, guess what? You're gonna build up the kingdom the old way, like how we did. Ain't no fucking excavators. It ain't no machinery helping you to build our kingdom. You're gonna build your fucking bare hands. You're gonna pave our roads in our streets, our sidewalks with gold. All this shit gotta go. Ain't no more concrete. Yeah, you got a long 1,000 years. It ain't gonna be like time today. Time is, you know, made
Before they
man.
gonna shorten those
Yeah,
days.
hell yeah.
Instead of 1,000 years.
Hey,
And they shortened it to 900 years. You gonna feel every bit of that.
Yep.
Day one, today last.
Night and day, you're gonna be working. It says, "Thy gates shall be open continually." that the Gentiles may bring to the kings to minister. What that means to bow, prostrate.
Yeah, jumping back to the spirit of Jacob's trouble. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16 in verse 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days?
Ezra was asking, because Ezra was saying that's how bad the days are going to come. When that day comes, he said, woe is me, who's going to deliver me in those days? Who's going to deliver me? You got it?
Yeah, and it says in verse 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mourning.
Which that's what Yahweh said in Matthew 24. He said, all these are the beginning of sorrows. So when we see these things happening before our very eyes, this is only the beginning, man. This is the beginning.
Yep, and it says in verse 18 again, 2nd Ezra 16 and 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come?
Yeah, so this is only the beginning of what the Lord Yahweh is bringing, man. He's bringing forth judgment, famine, pestilence, wars, and this is only the beginning. We've only seen an inkling of the Lord Yahweh's power, man. And what he's about to do is going to shake and rock the whole earth, man. You're not going to know what to do. You ain't going to know where to hide, where to run. Keep going.
Yeah, it says in verse 19, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute.
So they're sent as scourges for a minute. So what we're seeing right now before our very eyes, the Lord bringing the pestilences, the famines, the tribulation, distress among the men. You got the love of many waxing cold. The Lord is bringing these things as scourges for a minute. Which when you go into that word scourge, it's like, if a brother could get the definition of scourge, and then the definition of amendment. Because the Lord is basically doing this to correct you. You got it.
This is scourge in the online etymology, 1200 century, and it says a whip used for inflicting pain or punishment.
Yep. And read that again.
It says for the definition of scourge in the online etymology, 1200 century, and it says a whip used for inflicting pain or punishment.
A whip used for inflicting pain or punishment. So he's bringing these things to whip you because you're sinning. You're going off. And then what is that all it says?
And it says a lash used for torture. And it says I'm gonna jump down here. And it says biblical, a punishment. It says a punitive infliction.
Yep.
It says one who or that which scourges or destroys.
Yep. And you know where amendment. Got it.
Yeah. Yep. This is amendment in the online etymology, early 13th century, betterment, improvement of persons.
So he's bringing these scourges, these famines, pestilences, tribulation, to punish you and to amend you and to bring you better, man, to make you better. You got a little bit more?
Yeah.
And basically to correct you.
Yeah.
He's bringing these things to correct you. Man.
Yep. It says it right here.
Yep.
Rectification, correction, advancement, improvement, to amend.
So he's bringing these tribulations to correct you, man. And he's whipping you, just as a son will whip his child when he's going off. He's whipping you, and then what the son would say, Slocky, I'm sorry, Pops, I'm not going to do it again. And then he won't do it again. And then keep going on that. Because what does it say back in that 2nd Ezra 16?
Back in 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute. It says in verse 20, but for all these things they should not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourge.
Nor be always mindful. They're not even thinking that this is a punishment to correct them. Damn, I'm going off. I'm sinning. I'm eating pork. I'm eating shellfish. I'm eating crab. I'm eating lobster. Why is the Lord? Nah, they thinking that this is just a coincidence. This just happens every so often, man. No, it said that they shall not be mindful of the scourges, man. They're not thinking about why this is happening to them. They just think it's just happening. And it said, what? For all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness. They're going to continue to commit adultery, continue to follow after the ways of Esau, continue to follow after wickedness and unrighteousness, man. And then that will lead to their destruction. And the Lord is warning you. The Lord is literally warning you to turn back and to repent. But you don't want to listen.
Right, and it said correction, so it's a spiritual correction.
Yeah.
You know, you need to correct your spirit. Because that's one of the main things. They said that it was spiritual fornication. It's the beginning. Let me get that real quick. So that's what really set everything off. It said, let me get that sloppy. All right, here you go. This is Wisdom of Solomon, 14 and 12. It says, for the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life.
Come on.
And so that's the beginning of basically when Jake started going off. Of course, the heathen, they're going to have these other idols because they don't have Yahweh Bashim outside. That's not their power. You know, Yahweh Bashim outside is our power. So I'm reading back over again, Wisdom Solomon 14:12. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual formation, and the invention of them the corruption of life. And so these different plagues and sin, you know, it's correct you spiritually. Though physically you don't feel it, but really it's correct your spirit. You know, and really y'all are getting it now. So the punishment has to be increased. Like what's going into your dad whoop your ass, or your uncle, some type of father figure whoop your ass, you know, for you are still not getting it. Now if you done went from a motherfucking switch, it might be a extension cord. I don't get down like that, but I'm just saying. It might be a clothes hanger. However the ass whooping was, ultimately, once your ass got beat to a certain degree, hopefully we're smart enough to be like, you know, fuck it. You know, I ain't gonna do this shit no more. I'm tired of getting hit with that switch, that extension cord, you know, a pot, can, whatever. Because, you know, Jake is still hard. But anyway, that was the beginning of spiritual fornication. You know, these different idols. So now we tell you to turn back, right? And turn back to the true living power, because these idols ain't gonna save none of these other nations. And it's not gonna especially save the nation of Israel. They're not saving your black ass, your brown ass now. You getting fucked up day in and day out, and you still not getting it. So ultimately, you're gonna end up getting put the fuck to death.
I got a precept. Yeah, because ultimately, that's merciful of the Lord to just punish you instead of just, you know, exterminating you like you're gonna do Esau ultimately. But this is Hebrews chapter 12, verse 11. Now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yielded the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them that are exercised thereby.
Right, because it said what? Because I think we brought that out last week.
Yeah, we did. I just remembered that.
It's beautiful, man. That the Spirit had to come out again, because it's going to be, you know, pleasing to the flesh, but it's pleasing to the Spirit. Because as you go through these chastenings, as you go through the tribulation, the trials, the hardships, the Lord is purging that dross out of you and bringing forth a new man. Because we're all being made into kings and the priests, and that doesn't come just by just being given to us. No, we have to earn it, man, and working. We just don't get muscles just because you want push-up. No, you got to strain your muscles, and then.
No, you say back, you know, like he said, you got to rip and get the muscle, feel right back.
So going through these chastenings, it makes us better and more appreciative once we actually get the kingdom of heaven, man. It said that the chastening is not pleasant, basically, but grievous. But afterward, it yielded a beautiful reward, man. Basically, it yielded forth a beautiful reward, which is going to be for an everlasting life. Because what we're about to receive, it's not just going to be for a season. It's not just going to be for 1,000 years, as Shakari said. They said we're going to have the kingdom for 1,000 years. We're going to be immortal for 1,000 years, and after that 1,000-year period, we go back to dying again. That's not how this works, man. That's not how the Lord operates.
But 1 Corinthians 15 says that the sting of death is sin. Sin is, you know, working the transgression. Yeah. So basically, if we're gonna be in the new covenant perfect, how the fuck we gonna go off and die? It ain't no way.
God gonna come up and war against us again. They're gonna take us over. Come on, man. No, this is what we're going through right now is going to bring forth everlasting life, man. That's what we're waiting for.
Back to what we had read earlier about like how, you know, if it were possible, they should try to deceive the very elect. But the elect ain't hearing that shit, man. Because the elect men, wherever they are, they know what's written and they stick it to what they have been taught to death. You know, no matter what.
Said they follow the Lamb wherever he goes.
Wherever he goes.
So it don't matter. There ain't nothing you can teach that's gonna deceive the elect. No.
Yeah.
Once they're in the Lord's hand, and you ain't nobody grabbing the Lord's hand and pulling them out. It ain't, no matter what they go through. You know.
Got this one real quick. This one, you know, just going back to the point that y'all was making about, I'm gonna read in this script. Proverbs 29 and verse 1. He that being often reproved, hardeneth his neck. Yeah, you know, going back to the point that you was making about, you know, the scourge you can send for a minute. You know what I'm saying? You see, the Lord, you know, he ain't got to send those scourges to, you know what I'm saying, you know, force you to change and, you know, get you to change. The Lord can kill you. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's why they call the jail correctional facility. It's to correct you. You know what I'm saying? You see, the Lord can't kill you. You know? This is Proverbs 29 and verse 1. He that being often reproved, hardeneth his neck, shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. Yeah, man. So like I said, that without remedy, man. You know, and in the NLT, it goes to you know, beyond recovery, man. You know, so the Lord put your ass in a car wreck or something, you know, paralyze your ass. You know, you ain't recovering from that, man. You a vegetable for the rest of your life. Like I said, the Lord can just unalive your ass. You know?
And it's worse if you don't heard this word, you understand it, and you're not doing the word. And hey, you really get fucked up because you knew his will. Now you're gonna be beating his stripes. You know, that can be during the time of JT, or that can be now. You're gonna be playing games like the last 10 years, or however long you done heard this truth, and you're not doing nothing. You know, you're gonna get it more so than a nigga that ain't paid any attention to the Lord. You know?
They hardening their neck, man. The Lord is trying to reprove them. Just like it says in Jeremiah 4:22, my people are fools. They are not known. They are silent children. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. And the Lord is trying to reprove them and say, you're going the wrong way. Go this way. As it says in Jeremiah 6:16, ask for the old paths and see that this where is a good way and walk therein. But they said, we will not.
This is Malachi 3. Malachi 3, and I'm going to start at 13. This is the mindset of Jake. It says, your words have been stout against me, said the Lord, yet you say, what have you spoken so much against thee? You have said, it is vain to serve the Most High, and what profit is it that we have kept this ordinance, and that we have walked mournfully before the Lord of hosts? And so you said it's vain to serve the Lord. And this is your mindset, that it's vain to serve Yahweh Shemel. And so
Have a good one, man.
you have a good one. And so many of our people said it's vain to serve the Lord. You know, they're not going to serve him. They don't see the benefits. But the elect see the benefits. This is the only way we're going to get up out of here. Jake always try to think of a master plan to get up out of here. Nigga, you don't have no master plan. All your plans, they flop.
Hey, look at the movie Life, man. With Ray and Claude, man. You know, when they came up with a plane, said, I got a plan. Man, and the fucking crop duster fucking crashed and blew up.
Oh, you done got captured how many times? But even with that, the Lord had that orchestrated to where eventually that they end up getting free because they got older in the movie and in a retirement home and shit. That was more reasonable. It might have took them a while to be put out that situation. You know, like it might be a while for us to go through this situation, which is JT. Right. It says 10 days, you know, be faithful unto death.
Yeah.
You know, it might be tribulation 10 days.
Yeah.
Don't go by actually 10 days.
Yeah.
Don't worry about how long the tribulation is going to be. You know, you need to worry about how you're going to get through that. How the Lord's going to get you through that. Because at the end of the day, when you up to the chariot, you the elect, you're going to be thinking like, damn, you know, we went through all this different stuff. It was worth it though. You ain't going to think about, oh, this was tribulation 10 months. You ain't going to think about that shit.
It makes perfect sense too, because like you said, you know what I'm saying, like it may be a little time, but you know, we know for sure it ain't gonna be no 1,000 years.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But you know the time, you know what I'm saying, you know, that we see now, you know, the Lord is letting all this pride play out. You know the Lord gotta have that time laid out, you know what I'm saying, for that judgment to play out. And you know, just 1 or 2 days, and then you know,
Because
Lord gotta let Tifa Maldives run. He gotta let, you know what I'm saying, you know, the zombie apocalypse come, all that shit.
The Bible.
Everything.
and you know, it said the Lord gonna sift the Israelites from amongst all nations dealing with the elect. So even then, it's still a sifting period because you're gonna have guys who's gonna believe all the way on up until that time, but they're not gonna believe. So the Lord's still weeding out the tares, so to speak. Like, hey, you gonna sit here and talk this whole time. Now you gonna go through a little tribulation, you shaking and shit. What was you in this for? And so you out of there, not the elect, but the brother that's right beside you, you know, he didn't fold.
Yep.
You got somebody real quick?
Yeah, this is Romans chapter 13, verse 11. And that knowing the time that it is now high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
Now is not the time to be asleep, man. Speaking to myself first and foremost, now is not the time to be lackadaisical, slothful, too cool for school. Now it's time to buckle down, man. Gird up thy loins like a man, because the Lord is going to demand of us. He's going to try you whether your fruits and your works was righteous or unrighteous, wicked or peaceful, man. So it said what? That rise up, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe, man. Because just as they said back then, hey, our salvation near, how much more so now? 2,000 plus years later, man. Our salvation is right there at the door, and we can see that through the signs and the prophecies that the Lord Yahweh Sing outside has revealed unto us. That we are right there, man. There ain't no 1,000 years, man. We don't believe there's another 5 years. We believe we're right there, man. And that takes faith to believe that America's going to crumble, to believe that America's going to be destroyed without remedy. That we're going to be saved, we're going to be gods, we're going to receive spiritual power, we're going to be able to do this, do that, be kings and priests over our earth. That takes faith to believe that now. And we're fools for a much young. This is crazy. But we're crazy for the truth.
2nd Ezra 9:1, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it's the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
And how are we measuring the time diligently? We're measuring the time diligently with these scriptures, with the prophecies. Okay, we see wars, rumors of wars, pestilences. We're seeing all these things happen before our very eyes, so that's how we're able to measure that, hey, we're right there at the gates of heaven, man. We see it, man. Got it.
It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Earthquakes and uproars of the people, man. We're seeing that before our very eyes, and as we get close to the end, it's only ramping up. More and more earthquakes, more and more uproars of the people in the world, more wars, rumors of wars. You got China saying they're about to invade Taiwan. You got Israel and Palestine, they fight. Russia and Ukraine, they fight. It's all coming to an intersection point, man. That we're right there, and everything's just about to blow over, man. Everything's about to just not blow over, but everything's just about to just erupt. Come on.
Verse 5, for like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, the end is manifest.
Everything has a beginning and an end, man. And just as America had a beginning, 1776, it has an end. which when you go into how long an empire lasts, it's roughly 250 years, the average. The average is roughly 250 years. And we're in the 249th year of America, man.
Come on.
Next year will be 250, man. That's when they established themselves a nation, a country, back in 1776, man.
It's due.
Yep.
Yeah,
What you saying?
it's due. You know what I'm saying? The
It's
destruction
due.
is due.
If we get that Job 14:5 real quick. No. That Job 14:5 real quick. We're right there, man.
This is Job 14 and verse 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass, just like the brother Bond said. It's due. His destruction is due. His judgment is due. And there's no going past him, man, because when you go into that word bounds, it goes into a prescribed task or something prescribed to you. It's like if you go to the doctor and they say, I'm going to give you 5 oxycodone. You try to go to the doctor and you try to go to the pharmacist and you say, you go to the pharmacist and you say, hey, he said 5, but can I get 6 actually? Can I get 5 oxycodone and one perk, please? They're gonna look. It's not what was prescribed to you. Your doctor prescribed you 5 oxycodone for your pain, and that's all you get. You don't no refills. Esau don't get no goddamn refills.
Hey, if I may hit the NLT, because it's gonna go into it. It says in Job 14 and verse 5 in NLT, you have decided the length of our lives. You know how many months we will live.
Yep.
And we are not given a minute longer.
You're not given a minute longer. So Esau's kingdom is not going to be, so just for hypothetical, Lord said, you know, Esau's kingdom will go until March 8th, 2029. There ain't no March 9th, man. Ain't no March 15th. Ain't no, well, how about March 8th, 2030? No. Lord said March 8th, 2029, man. You're not go past it, man. Just hypothetical. We don't know the day nor the hour. You know, it's just hypothetical for for people to understand.
Right.
So we're at the end of Esau's kingdom, man. There's no stopping it and no turning it back. So Lord willing, this camp lesson was edifying to the spirit, to mind, to the fold. Before we end off, we're going to turn and face the east and give our praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Kodash.
and double honors as always to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone. Until next time, Shalom.
Shalom.